Hey, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to install and review the JCR lockable underseat storage basket. My base model Sport didn't come with lockable storage underneath the rear seat, and I found out that's something that I really do want, because there's times where I'll be out there and I'll have my drone or camera equipment and I don't have any place that I could keep it out of sight and locked and secured, because there's a center console, but that's only really big enough for wallet, keys, cell phone. And behind the rear seat, you can lock that, but that's so narrow that you may put a laptop back there. But anything backpack size, just really was no way to keep it out of sight and secure. So I went to try to find some options, and I was surprised that there was just very few. I was able to find, the lockable storage basket that's made by JCR. So I bought that. We're gonna get it installed. Grab the bag of 1/4-inch button head fasteners and flange nuts. You also need a 5/32 Allen wrench and 11mm socket. Start by installing the lock into the front panel. Remove the nut on the lock and insert the lock into the front of the panel. Secure the lock to the front panel using the nut and the adjustable wrench. Place the U-shaped bracket over the lock and install it using the provided hardware along with a 5/32 Allen wrench and 11mm socket. With the front panel still facing down, attach the side panels using the button head fasteners and flange nuts. Do not fully tighten the nuts because small adjustments may be necessary when assembling the rest of the basket. Now the bottom of the basket can be attached to the front and side panels. Place the front and side panels upside down and use the provided hardware to complete the assembly of the basket. A storage divider is provided. There are multiple slots to insert the divider if you choose to use it. There are 4 10mm bolts securing the stock basket to the floor of the Gladiator. Remove the bolts and remove the basket. These are the passenger side and driver side latch brackets. Later on in the install, I determined that my driver side bracket was messed up. I had to contact JCR to get a new bracket which hasn't arrived yet, so yours will look different from mine. Here's the hardware you'll need to install the brackets. You also want an 11mm and 13mm socket and wrench. Starting with the passenger side, unzip and lift up the seat cover, exposing the seat frame and the bolt locations. Measure 1.5 inches from the zipper and 1/4 inch below the seam. From there, cut a 3-inch vertical slit into the fabric. Take the passenger side bracket and a large bolt and a small bolt, and place the large bolt into the larger hole of the bracket and the small bolt into the smaller hole of the bracket. Slide the bracket with the bolts through the slit in the fabric. Use the 11mm and 13mm socket and wrench to secure the bracket to the seat frame. On the driver's side, cut a 1 1/4 inch horizontal slit into the fabric, 1/8 of an inch below the seam, and 1/8 of an inch from the zipper. Unzip and lift up the seat cover to expose the seat frame rails. Secure the bracket to the bolts just like on the passenger side. Slide the end of the bracket through the 1 1/4 inch slit. Place the new basket on the floor of the Gladiator and secure it using the 4 10mm bolts. The passenger side bracket should line up with the basket, but some slight adjustments may be necessary. The driver's side bracket should go through the hole, but my bracket was messed up so I couldn't complete the install. I've purchased a few things from JCR in the past and have never had any problems, so I was surprised when I had the issue with the latch on this install. But I understand that things happen. For me, when it comes to a company, it's more about their customer service. And I contacted them and they got back to me within 24 hours saying that they had manufactured the part backwards and they're going to send out another one. I'm willing to accept that, and I still feel happy with the purchase, and I still feel happy with the company, and I continue to buy things from them. The basket is really well built, and it's going to be great to be able to lock things and keep them out of sight when I'm on the trail or even just going around town. The installation was easy. Putting together the basket was straightforward. The only tricky part was attaching the latches to the rear seats, and that's because the cushion is pretty tight. So you really kind of have to get in there and manhandle it to be able to see, what you're doing, where to place the bolts, and when you're trying to tighten it with the socket and wrench. And it does take a little bit of adjusting to make sure everything is lined up, but it still wasn't too bad. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe so you don't miss my next installation.